In this video tutorial, we will briefly review the anatomy of the mediastinum. This is a sagittal section through the thoracic cavity, and we can see the manubrium anteriorly, the body of the sternum, and the xiphisternum. Towards the back, we have the thoracic vertebra, and we can also distinguish the thoracic diaphragm. The thoracic inlet is bounded anteriorly by the manubrium of the sternum and the first thoracic vertebra, as well as the first pair of thoracic ribs to the lateral aspect. The rest of the mediastinum is further subdivided by means of the transthoracic plane, and this extends through the manubriosternal joint or junction to the intervertebral disc between T4 and T5. And when we refer to T4, we're implying the fourth thoracic vertebra, and T5 would be thoracic vertebra number 5. So this line separates the mediastinum into a superior and inferior mediastinum. Mediastinum means in the middle, and it is found within the middle of the thoracic cavity in between the two ribs. In the superior mediastinum, we have the arch of the aorta, as well as its three major branches coming off. To the right, the brachiocephalic artery; to the left common carotid; and then the third branch, before becoming the descending or thoracic aorta, we have the left subclavian artery. We also have major nerves entering through the thoracic inlet or thoracic aperture, as it's also known, and this includes the paired phrenic nerves and the paired vagal nerves. They come down from the cervical region, enter the thoracic aperture, and then end up in the mediastinum. We also have additional veins, the brachiocephalic veins, and these veins converge into the superior vena cava, which in turn will open up into the right atrium. The superior mediastinum also contains the thymus, and this structure becomes obliterated in adults. When we look at the inferior mediastinum, we can see that we have the heart contained within the pericardial sac, and this forms the bulk of the content of the middle portion of the inferior mediastinum. Towards the posterior aspect of the pericardial sac, we have the descending or thoracic aorta, and this is also where you will find the esophagus and the azygous venous system. Anterior to the pericardial sac, we have the anterior inferior mediastinum, and here we will find lymphatics, as well as in a child a thymus, or in an adult what is left of the thymus. To recap the inferior mediastinum, it can be subdivided into three divisions. There's an anterior inferior mediastinum, which lies anterior to the pericardial sac, and this is shown in the green outline. Then we have the middle inferior mediastinum. This is the pericardium, the pericardial sac, the heart, and the great vessels of the heart. And then posterior to this, we have the posterior inferior mediastinum. We will not find any aspects of the bronchial tree in the inferior mediastinum. The trachea descends into the superior mediastinum and then bifurcates at the transthoracic plane. And this will give rise to the right and left primary bronchi. And we can just see the outline of the left primary bronchus. When we look at more detail of the heart contained within the pericardial sac, we can see the left atrium, which receives the pulmonary veins. We can also see the ascending aorta coming from the left ventricle, and towards the apex of the heart we can see the right ventricle.
This video was partially sponsored by Dirisana Plus, an EU-funded project.